आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we have been able to come to the last stage of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18. We have been going through Bhagavad Gita along with emphasis on commentary of Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada. Chapter 18 is virtually a summary of all the previous chapters. Bhagavan says, since most of the aspirants are karma yogis, in fact, the whole of the Gita, the maximum emphasis is on how to follow the path of karma yoga and attain jnana finally. So here also he started saying, Yajnadana tapakarma pavanani manishina. There should never be abandoned. Yajnaha, danaha, tapas. Then he went into the technicalities of karma. 5 aspects of karma. The 5th being Daivam, destiny. 4 are under the human control. But all the 5 have to be acting together for success of any karma. Then karma, karta, sukham, dhriti, jnanam, such concepts which we have been studying throughout. He came back to those concepts and classified each of them into 3 categories: sattva, sattvika, rajasi, and tamasi. And finally, he said, concluding this teaching, he said, Swakarmana tamabhyarchya, always follow your karma, never another's karma. Whatever is allotted to you as your karma, based on your varna and ashram, follow it strictly. And every karma must be dedicated to Bhagavan as archana, tam abhyarchya. Abhyarchana means archana from all sides. Archana from all sides. I don't know whether some of you have seen Shanmukha Archana in some of the temples in Subramanya Swami shrine. They perform Shanmukha Archana, means 6 archakas will stand there, each reciting a different Ashtotra Shatanam Archana. Different. All praise of Shanmukha only. There are 6 Ashtotra Shatanam Stotras in praise of Shanmukha. So each of them chants that and performs Archana. So this I have seen in Muthukumara Swami shrine in Vaidishwaran Kovil. Tiruchendur also this is being done, and many other Subramanya Swami shrines this is being done. So this is Abhyarchana. Archana from all sides, with full depth. So if you do that, once you do that, I will take care of the rest, Bhagavan says. I will take you to Jnana.
Talking about the team as well. Or we could hear maybe a couple of quick.
Can you please maintain silence? So I can take you to the level of Jnana, provided you do this. And how this is possible, he explains in detail how certain qualities are developed in the human being and how ultimately Bhagavan is pleased by his grace to confer jnana. Once you get jnana, then Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. You become Parabrahman. Then he asked Arjuna, now are you going to fight? If you are not going to fight, your nature will drive you to fight, your Kshatriya nature. Then he goes on to say how Ishvara is controlling all our activities sitting in the body. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. Hey Arjuna, sarva bhutanam hriddeshe, sarva bhutanam, not sarva manavam. All living beings, all beings which have Chaitanya, from ant to Brahma, in their heart region, Hriddeshe, in their heart region, Ishvaraha tishtati, Ishvara is sitting. He is not to come from anywhere else. It's not as if we have to call him from somewhere. He is the one who is with us. He is closest to us. He is closer to us than even our body. That is what Upanishad teaches us. To bring the teaching only here, Bhagavan is saying this. Here, the term Arjuna has been interpreted by Adi Shankara. Shukla Antaratma Svabhava. Pure, white nature of mind. Nature of mind. That is Arjuna. Because this kind of teaching cannot be given to anybody and everybody. That Bhagavan himself is going to say that. Vishuddha Antakaranaha. Pure mind. And Shankara is quoting from Rik Samhita. That is how the term Arjuna can mean white and pure. He is quoting from Rik Samhita. Ahasya Krishna Maharajunancha. The daytime is sometimes white, sometimes black. Rik Samhita says this in some context. So there, for white, the Rik Samhita uses the term Arjuna. Ahasya Krishnam. For black, he is using the term Krishna. Ahar Arjunam cha. So, Ishvaraha tishtati. Ishvara is sitting there. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. What is he doing? Sitting there. He's not just sitting. Sarva bhutani, all living beings, Brahmayan, he is revolving them. He is making them run around as if yantra arudhani mayaya, yantra arudhani, as if they are mounted on a machine. So children, we have seen in parks, go round and round, merry-go-round. On a machine, 10 or 20 children sit and then they all go round and round. Similarly, these all living beings, sarva bhutani, go round and round. Why? Because of Maya. Because of Ishvara's Maya Shakti, he makes them go round and round. Iti eva shabdaha atra drashtavyaha. Yantrarudhani eva, as if they are mounted on a machine. Yatha daru krita purushadini yantrarudhani. Bhagavan also, Shankara also gives the same example. Like wooden dolls, etc., mounted on a machine, which go round and round. So that is the way we keep struggling from one activity to another, one interest to another, because of Ishvara's Maya. Maya comes with Trigunatmika Maya, we have seen again and again, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. But nobody is forcing us to get trapped inside the three gunas. We can rise above the three gunas. Bhagavan has taught us how to do that. Ishvara sarva bhutanam Uddeshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Mayaya Tameva Saranam Gaccha Sarvabhavena Bharata Tat Prasadat Param Shantim Sthanam Prapsyati Shashwatam. Now he is.
And if you want her to chant, she was.
Huh?
Shreya has joined in case.
Yeah. Next sloka she can join. Tameva Saranam Gaccha Sarvabhavena Bharata. Hey Bharata. He's calling Arjuna. Nigla. Now he is saying that Ishvara who is sitting in your heart, tam eva, that Ishvara only, sarvabhavena saranam gaccha, take refuge in him with all your emotions, sarvabhave, with all your emotions. Don't say, this particular time I cannot do this. This particular emotion does not allow me to do this. No, I am very angry, I am very upset, etc., etc. You can't say that. Sarvabhave, with all emotions, take refuge in him. If you do that, tat prasadat, by the grace of that Ishvara, param shantim shashwatam sthanam srapsyati. Param shantim, supreme peace. What is supreme peace? We have seen before. Moksha is the only supreme peace. Because that is the time when all agitations have taken leave of you. You have attained complete peace of mind. Supreme peace, Shashwatam Sthanam. It's not as if you reach that state only to come back to your normal state after 1 hour. No. The eternal state. Shashwatam Sthanam. Once you have reached that state, no more return to the temporal world. Prapsasi, you will get. Bhagavan is giving assurance. He is not saying you might get if you, there is no if and but. If your Sharanagati, if you're taking refuge is complete, then you will definitely get. So here, Ashrayam samsara artiharanartham. Shankara is adding, why you should take refuge in him? Because you want to get rid of the misery of samsara. If you want to get rid of the misery of samsara, the only way is to go up on the scale of jnana and attain moksha. There is no other way. For that, you take refuge in Bhagavan. Now, there is a reference in our stories that Hanuman once told Tulasidasa You are worshipping Rama. He has only 12 kalas out of Shodasa kala, 16 kalas. Whereas Krishna has Shodasa kala, 16 kalas. He is full. He just wanted to test Tulsidas Rama Bhakti. Tulsidas, you know what he said? He said, oh, is it so? I never knew this. That Rama has 12 kalas. That is more than enough for me. I didn't know this, that he has 12 kalas. So I should intensify my Rama Bhakti now. This is what he said. This is ekagrata. This is what sarva bhavena. That is the way you have to take refuge. Tameva saranam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat paramam shantim sthanam prapsiti shashvatam. Next.
Iti
Where
te,
is Shreya?
sir, I'm here. Iti te jnanamakhyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimritsyetadasheshena yathechasi tatha kuru.
Iti te jnanam akhyātam. Now the final teaching has been summarized in two slokas. Last two slokas is summary of all that has been said. 18th chapter itself is a summary. Out of that again, he composed two slokas for the benefit of Arjuna to give the summary. Now, he is closing. He says, Iti te jnanam akhyātam guhyāt guhyataram maya. Iti. So far, this way, maya jnanam akhyātam. Jnanam has been taught to you by me. Jnanam has been taught to you by me. What kind of jnanam? Guhyāt guhyataram. More secret than the most secret. That means the most exalted mystery. Atyanta guhyatamam, atyanta rahasyam muktam. Sarvebhyaha guhyebhyaha atyanta guhyatamam. Most secretive. That I have taught you. Why? Why did I teach you? He is giving the reason. Ishtosi me dhrudamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. Because you are beloved to me. Ishtaha ati. You are my ishta. Priyaha ati. I love you. Dhrudamiti. You will not deviate. Once you have understood, you will follow the path properly, steadily. That is dridham. So, he says two things here. You are dear to me. So, I am telling you the most secret one. And because you are very dear, and also you will be steady. Tato vakshyami te hitam. Hence, I am once again telling you what is to your benefit. Hey, hitam. Hitam is not what you like to hear. No, we have seen it before. Hitam is what will benefit you. What will benefit you in the spiritual field. That is hitam. Tato vakshyami. Hence, I am going to tell you vakshyami. He has already said two slokas, and he said, I think we have lost the sequence because you changed the slide. I was in sloka 63. I don't know why you people are creating confusion today. Iti te jnanamakshyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishya etadasheshena yachechati tatha kuru. Etat asheshena vimrishya. Think about it deeply. Asheshena. Don't leave anything. Etat asheshena vimrishya. Whatever I had taught you, yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Having ruminated, having deeply considered, then whatever you desire, you do. Yasechasi tatha kuru. Then, sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha srunume paramam vachaha ishtosi me dridhamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. Like here he says, this great secret, the most secretive of all secrets. Again, I am going to tell you, bhuyaha, srunume paramam vachaha, supreme words of mine. How can there be any word higher than this? This is the highest spirituality. So he is himself, Bhagavan is himself saying, paramam vachaha, bhuyaha srunu, listen to me again. Why? Why I am repeating? Because you are dear to me and you will be steady. So what is beneficial for you, I am going to tell you. Tava hitam paramam jnana prapti sadhanam tathi sarva hitanam hitatamam. There may be many things which may benefit you, but this is the most beneficial because this is the way of getting jnana prapti sadhi. Now, many times Bhagavan has been saying, Arjuna is dear to me, Arjuna is dear to me. He has said it earlier also, now he is saying it again. Now, we find in Mahabharata, Krishna telling Satyaki, one of his clan people, during the war, what she says, Na pita, na cha me mata, ayoyam pratarastatha, na cha pranas tatha raksha, yadagi bhatsurahave. I don't care for my father. I don't care for my mother. I don't care for you brothers, because Satyaki is one of the cousins. I don't care even for my own life. Nacha pranaha tatha raksha. All these need not be protected by me, my father, my mother, you brothers. Even my own life breath need not be protected by me in comparison with yasa vibhatsurahave. In this war, I have to protect Arjuna. Vibhas is one of the names of Arjuna. Arjuna needs much more protection than all these people. That is his love. त्रैलोक्य राज्यात्यत्किञ्चिति भवेदन्यत्तु दुर्लभम् नेक्षेयं सात्वतां तद्विना पार्थं धनञ्जयम्. Even if somebody is going to give me all the, he is talking like an ordinary king, not Bhagavan. Even if somebody is going to offer me on a platter the suzerainty of all the three worlds, Bhaved anyat durlabham, any other thing which is difficult to even think of, I will not touch any of them as long as Partha Dhananjaya is also going to share that with me. Vina Partham Dhananjayam, that is his love. In another place, Bhagavan says, in same Mahabharata, Pandava mama pranaha. Pandavas are my life breath, my prana. So, that is how. Because we have seen before that both Krishna and Arjuna were Nara and Narayana rishis in their previous incarnation in Badarikashrama. Both were aspects of Vishnu and both were engaged in deep, intense tapas. So they were brothers at that time also. Nara and Narayana were actual brothers. So they have taken incarnation now as Krishna and Arjuna. So it is no wonder that he says all this. Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha shruname paramam vachaha ishto time dridhamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. Next.
Manmana भव मद्भक्तः मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे.
He said, Bhuyaha Shuname Vachaha, he said, isn't it? Now he is coming out with that. The last couple of shlokas of teaching. The previous couple of shlokas also were classified as the last teaching. Now he cannot control his urge to see that Arjuna is brought onto the right track. So he is repeating once again two different shlokas, again giving the same summary. Man mana, this shloka, similar shlokas we have seen before in other contexts. This is a kind of modified repetition of that shloka. Man mana bhava. Man mana means your entire mind should be occupied by me. That is man mana. It is not as if you go to your puja room, do puja for 5 minutes, even that puja you don't do with concentration, and then you claim you have done something. That is not what he is talking about. Your mind should be completely occupied by Bhagavan all the time. That is manmanatha. Mad bhaktaha bhava. Being devoted to me all the time. Mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji. All your pujas, all your yajnas should be done with full concentration towards Bhagavan only. Not saying, oh, this puja if I do, I will get this benefit. That is normal expectation. So don't do all that. So your only goal, your only focus is on me. Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. Always keep prostrating to me. Keep prostrating to me does not mean you physically keep prostrating. Mentally keep worshipping. If you do this, Mame Vaishyati Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosi Me. Mame Vaishyati. If you do these 4 activities which he has mentioned in the line number 1, if you do this, you will reach me. Mameva yeshyati. You will reach me alone. No doubt about it. Satyam. This is truth. Te pratijane. I am giving you this promise. I am giving you this promise that this is the ultimate truth, that you will definitely reach me once you do this. May priyaha asi, because you are dear to me, I am giving you this promise. Satyam te pratijane priyosimi. This is the truth. This I am promising you because you are dear to me. Vasudeve eva samarpita sadhya sadhana prayojanaha mameva yeshyati. All sadhya sadhana, all means of attaining jnana and all goals of jnana, all of them you dedicate to Bhagavan. Then you will definitely reach me. Bhagavad Bhaktehe Avashyam Bhavi Moksha Phalam Avadharya Bhagavad Charaneka Parayanaha Bhavet iti Vakyarthaha. What is the meaning? What is the intent? Shankara says, if you do Bhagavad Bhakti, the way Bhagavan is describing, Avashyam Bhavi Moksha Phalam. Moksha Phalam has to follow. Essential. There is no doubt on that. Hence, Bhagavad Charana Eka Parayana. Take refuge in Bhagavan only all the time. That is the intent. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyante pratijane priyosi me. Next.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः.
Now, this is the concluding shloka of the teaching. 2 shlokas Bhagavan mentioned earlier as a summary. Now 2 shlokas he is mentioning The final summary once again. Now this shloka is celebrated as the quintessence of all the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, because the final teaching which has come from Bhagavan, final teaching which has come from Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita. It's not difficult to understand, but certain concepts in this shloka can be interpreted in many ways. So, Shankara has written the longest commentary for this shloka, something like 6 to 7 pages for this one shloka he has written. He has taken up many views of the opponents. He demolishes their arguments by his intellectual capacity, as usual, and he establishes his view. Now, we need not go into all the technicalities, but what Shankara concludes, what is the conclusive meaning which he is giving to this shloka? Once we understand that, our purpose is served. Now, the main problem is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Praja. Abandon all dharmas. Abandon all dharmas and take refuge in me alone, uniquely, singly, Mam Ekam. Don't say, I will take refuge in you, I will also take refuge in somebody else. No. Mam Ekam. Sharanam Vraja. Take refuge. So here problem is, taking refuge is not a problem. But before taking refuge, he says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Abandon all dharmas. Now, all Dharma Shastra is for following. Bhagavan himself has said 100 times. Shastra is the guiding document for you. He has said that. Never transgress Shastric injunctions, because then you will incur greater and greater sin. He has said this. So what does he mean by saying Sarva Dharma? In this context, Dharma does not mean only Dharma. Dharma also includes adharma. That means drop all dharmas, drop all adharmas. In other words, drop all karmas. Dharma shabdena atra adharmaha api grishyate. Naishkarmyasya vivakshitatvad. Because the idea is you have to travel towards the state of naishkarmya, the state of actionlessness. So we have seen before, to become actionless, you should have dropped all actions. Punya karma as well as papa karma, you should have dropped. And you should not have any attachment towards those karmas. They have to be dropped on their own. Teja dharma madharmancha, he is quoting from various shastras. Kathopanishad, he is quoting Namavirato, Dushkaritat. So all this he is quoting. So, Sarva karmani ityetati, sanyasya sarva karmani ityetati. Shankara himself says. So, drop all karma. This is not for ordinary aspirant. This is having gone through the previous shloka stage. These two shlokas go together. So, if you have gone through the previous shloka stage, the 4 conditions which he has given, then he made a promise. Mame vaishyasi, satyam te. So, now he is coming back to that. Sarva dharman parityajya. Drop all karmas. Mame ekam sharanam vraja. Mam ekam sarvatmanam samam sarvabhuta sthitam ishwaram. I am the Atma of all living beings. I am living in all the living beings. Achyutam garbha janma jara marana vivarjitam. I don't have any tendency to fall down from my state, and I don't have garbha, janma, old age, marana, etc. Those are for created beings. Ahameva ityekam ekam saranam vraja na mattaha anyat asti iti avadharaya ityatha. There is no other entity with whom we have to take refuge. With that determination, you come to me and take refuge. If you do that, aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shitaha. If you do that, I will release you, mokshayishyam. I will release you from all papas. Papa includes punya, like dharma included adharma. Because people are generally worried about the effect of papa. Effect of punya people like, but punya is also a golden chain. So both have to go. So he says, I will release you from all punyas and papas. Ma shuchaha, do not grieve. Shokam ma karshihi, there is nothing to grieve. Because I have told you the path. Once you have known the path, where is the question of grief? Because he started with grief only, isn't it? Chapter 1 started with grief. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Now the teaching is over. So he said, because the teaching started with Arjuna's grief. Now he says, do not grieve. This is the path you have to follow. Now, I told you there are many arguments which Shankara is putting forward. I will only go through a few of the gist of them. One is, there are some people who think that moksha is available only through jnana or karma or combination of both. There are people who say all this. Only through jnana, only through karma, only through combination of both. Now, Shankara analyzes that and finally concludes that karma is jada. How can a jada vastu give you jnana? Jnana is chaitanya. So only jnana will take you to moksha, not karma. Then, another point he makes is, आत्मज्ञानस्य केवलस्य निश्रेयत हेतुत्वं भेद प्रत्यय निवर्तकत्वेन कैवल्य फलावसायत्वात्. Why Atmajnana is important? Because that is the way you have to go forward. Without Atmajnana, there is no forward movement. And what will Atmajnana give you? It gives you samabhava. There is no difference between one living being and another living being. Because Ishvara is same. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridayashe arjuna tishtati. So that realization you will get. Kaivalya phalavasayatvat. So naturally it will take you to moksha. Whereas if you are in a state of ajnana, avidya, mama karma aham karta amusmaya phalayadam karma karishyami itiyam avidya anadikala pravritta. This kind of avidya has been haunting you from time immemorial. I am the doer of this karma. This karma I have done. This karma I have done for this particular fruit. This is the way we operate. So, this kind of bheda buddhi, he says, kriya karaka thala bheda buddhi. This will not take you anywhere. So, you have to get over this. How will you get over it? Only through Atmajnana. To bring the importance of Atmajnana, he is saying all this. Then, once you have attained jnana, this point Shankara has made earlier also, since here he is summarizing all the points connected with jnana in one place, because all the opponent's argument he is defeating. He says here, once you have got jnana, moksha is instantaneous. It is not as if I will get jnana and I will wait for moksha. Jnana's result is immediate and excludes all further object-directed operations. There is no more meditation. There is no more puja. Because puja, meditation, etc. start with the concept of another. Once you got jnana, you are Bhagavan. Where is the Krishna? Another. As the sublation of ignorance, there is conflict between knowledge and work. Darkness does not abolish darkness. Avidya is darkness. So the more you do karma, the more avidya may take over you. So how can darkness drive away darkness? So pure knowledge is light, and that is what is required. Then, at the beginning you said all karmas you should do, particularly obligatory karmas, yajna, dana, tapas. Why? Because that is a starting point. You have a lot of sins. All your sins have to go away. Your sins will go away only by performing obligatory karmas. He is answering several queries. Then, is there any authority for this jnana? Yes. All the Upanishads are saying this. Upanishads is extolling jnana only as the means of moksha. Till jnana is obtained, good and evil fruits of karmas will lead to janma. Till jnana is obtained, you will keep coming back to earth for reaping your good and evil fruits of karmas. Now, the definitive dwindling of transmigratory life is possible only through the discipline of jnana accompanied by total renunciation. So that's the last stage. Once you have got the jnana, through the discipline, the path of jnana, accompanied by total renunciation, tyaga, then that is the only way, because this coming back to transmigratory life is very common. So if you want to avoid that pitfall, you have to be careful. Conceit in the body complex is essentially avidya. Here he is summarizing many of the other concepts. What is generally preventing one from jnana is he is still associated with the body complex. Conceit in the body complex. This body is mine. This mind is mine. This intellect is mine. Hey, I am a great buddhiman. I am a great intellectual, etc. So as long as you hold that idea, avidya is still with you. The illusion of transmigratory life is caused by an error. It is not real. Is transmigratory life real? Is our world real? Is our body real? Nothing is real. Our body is not real. The world is not real. The very concept of coming back and forth to this earth is also not real. Everything is Maya. Through right perception, this illusion will once and for all dry up. This illusion will dry up once you get that jnana stage. Now, Mamekam Sharanam Braja, he said, taking refuge. Now, the Sharanagati has been analyzed in many shastras in great detail. There is one analysis which is very useful. I think I mentioned it earlier. Monokulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati vishwasaha goptritva varanam tatha atmanikshepakarpanye sadvidha sharanagatihi. Sharanagati consists of 6 parts. That first is taking a vow that you will do only what pleases Bhagavan, anukulyasya sankalpa. Second, pratipulyasya varjanam. What is going to displease Bhagavan, I will not touch even with a remote pole. Rakshishyati vishwasaha. Third, I have 100% confidence that Bhagavan will protect me. Goptritva varanam tatha. Just having confidence is not enough. Openly I have to go and tell Bhagavan. Then that reinforces our Sharanagati. So next stage is go and tell Bhagavan that you are my Gopta, you are my protector, nobody else will protect me. Go and tell Bhagavan. That is the 4th stage. 5th stage, Atmanikshepa. Entrust yourself completely to Bhagavan. In fact, this is Sharanagati. You should have nothing of you left in you. All of you should go to Bhagavan. That is Atmanikshepa. Nikshepa actually means you go to the bank and then give some jewels and take some money. So the jewels which are left with bank is nikshepa. So you leave something so that you get something. Here, you leave your Atma, yourself, completely with Bhagavan. That is Atma Nikshepa. Karpanye, having done all this, do not develop any conceit. Hare, I have done this, I have done this. Then that takes away all merit. Karpanye, be like a poor man. Be like a poor man. Be like a Dina. Dina. Bhagavan is Dina Rakshaka. Karpanye Shadvidha Saranagati. In fact, this Saranagati, Bhagavata, of course, has been repeatedly mentioning Saranagati. Now, in one occasion, Narada is telling Yudhishthira, Gopya Kamat Bhayat Kamso Veshat Chaidyadayo Nrupaha Sambandhat Vrishnaya Snehat Yuyam Bhaktya Vayam Vibho. Narada is telling Yudhishthira how many bhaktas have approached Bhagavan. He starts with gopis. Gopis developed through love. Gopya Kamate Bhayat Kamsaha. Kamsa also attained Bhagavan. How? Through fear. See, the focus was entirely on Bhagavan. The emotion was either fear or love or whatever. But focus was entirely on Bhagavan. Deshat Chaidya Dayo Nrupaha. Like Shishupala. Kings like Shishupala, they hated him through hatred. They also attained Bhagavan. Sambandha Vrishnayaha. Vrishna is the name of the family in which Krishna was born. So all the Vrishnikula, his cousins, etc., they are all related to him. So since they were related, they also got that benefit. Sambandhat Vrishnayaha Snehat Yuyam Pandava. Addressing Yudhishthira, he says, you are also lucky because you are so close to Bhagavan. You have been loving so close to, as a friend, as a beloved. Now, what about people like us? Narada says, Bhaktya Vayam. We people are close to Bhagavan only through devotion. We don't have all the other emotions to support us. So I cannot claim Sambandha, I cannot claim Sneha. So I can only claim Bhakti. Yuyam Bhaktya Vayam Vibho. All of you might have heard the name of Appanya Dikshita, great Advaita scholar, Shiva Bhakta. Only about 500 years back, he was here in Tamil Nadu. And he merged with Nataraja. Ultimately, he merged with Nataraja. He went inside the sanctum sanctorum. Nobody saw him after that. That great soul. He has written what is called Atmarpana Stuti. Since we are talking about Sharanagati, I am reminded of this. Atma Arpana Stuti. How one can express one's Sharanagati. That you will appreciate if you go through this. There is a story behind how this text was written. Very briefly, Appaya Dikshita was being hailed as the greatest Shiva Bhakta by everybody. But he wanted to test whether I am really a great Shiva Bhakta. Simply people are praising me. What is the truth? So for knowing the truth, he asked his disciple to bring the juice of a particular flower, which will make him insane for some time, which will bring insanity for some time. So he will bring that juice, I will take the juice, I will become insane. During that period of insanity, whatever I say, you people record, whatever. So instructions are followed. During that period of insanity, he composed this Atmarpana Stuti. Then how much his bhakti must have been. All great praise of Shiva. Surrendering completely to Shiva. That is the subject. More than 100 slokas he has written during that period of insanity. Then, of course, he became sane again because antidote was given to him by the disciple, like that. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha.
इदं ते नातपस्काय न भक्ताय कदाचन न चाशुश्रूषवे वाच्यं न च मां योऽभ्यसूयति.
Now, having concluded the Gita teaching is over now. For every Shastra, there is the precautionary advice given by the teacher to the student. Whatever I have told you, what you should do with it. Don't go on tom-tomming that in the street corner. Don't do that. This is the greatest secret. So, Sarva Gita Shastrartham Upasamhritya Asmin Adhyaye Vishetatashcha Ante Yeh Shastrartha Dardhyaye Shastra Artha Dardhyaye for bringing home the intensity of the teaching. Upasamharam Kritva Adhidayam Shastra Sampradaya Vidhim. Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi. What is Sampradaya? What you are going to do with this teaching. Sampradaya always goes with a guru and a shishya. That is Sampradaya. In a family, father and mother are the gurus. The children learn from them. That is Sampradaya. That is how family traditions are maintained. Similarly, now Sampradaya schools have come up where these teachings are being given. Now, he says, this Sampradaya Vidhi is what is being given here. Idam te natapaskaya. This you should not give. Na vachyam, second line. Na vachyam. This should not be told to you, to someone who does not have tapas. He is giving not just one qualification, he is giving 4 qualifications for listening to Gita teaching, mind you. We don't fulfill any of the qualifications, but still we keep listening. That is because of the grace of our acharyas and our gurus. They have graced us saying, okay, doesn't matter. So, but what Bhagavan said, do not give this teaching to one who does not have tapas, na bhaktaya, one who does not have bhakti. Kadachana, never. Don't give me excuse. Under that circumstance, I went and told him, no citizen. No tapas, no teaching. No bhakti, no teaching. What is tapas? Discipline. He will listen to all this and he will misinterpret and then he will go on. Nowadays you find lots of Gita teaching, Gita teachers, Gita teaching sessions. They don't follow, some of them don't follow any of the teachings of either Shankara or Ramanuja or Madhva. They follow their own, they interpret in a modern way, etc. So that is discipline, tapas. Discipline, devotion, all this must be there. Not enough. Nacha Shushru Shave. One who is not serving Bhagavan. Nacha Ashru Shushru Shave. All, if you see, all teaching, Bhagavan also said earlier, all teaching must come only after proper service to the Guru. Without service to the Guru, if you get any teaching, that teaching will not be effective. Because Upanishad says this again and again, Bhagavan himself has said it. Pariprashnena sevaya, he said. Pariprashna and then seva, he said. Seva is important. So that is what he is saying again. Nacha sushru shave vachyam. Last qualification. Nachamam yobhyasuyati. One who is going to criticize me. Oh, that Krishna. Who did this, who did that? With such a man, if you go and tell him Bhagavad Gita teaching, what will be the effect? So, these are the 4 goals, and all of the 4 should be fulfilled. Shankara has made it very clear in his commentary. Because 4 qualifications have been laid separately, Don't think that any one of them is good enough. No, all the four, because he is himself making it very clear. Bhagavati anasuya yuktaye tapasvine bhaktaye sushrusave vacham shastram iti samarthyat gamyate. By understanding the shloka properly, you will know that all the four qualifications have to be fulfilled. Bhagavati asuya yuktaya samasta gunavate na vachyam. One example he takes. Somebody does not like Bhagavan. He cuts at Bhagavan. He has other qualifications. He has tapas, he has bhakti, he has Shushrusa. At least Guru Shushrusa he is having. He may not have Krishna Shushrusa, but he has Guru Shushrusa. Now, will you go and teach him? No. Bhagavati asuya yuktaya samasta gunavate api na vachyam. Guru Shushrusa bhaktimate cha vachyam ityeshaha shastra sampradaya vidhihi. This is how Shastra has been defined to be instructed. You must follow this instruction. Idam te natapaskaye nabhaktaye kadachana nacha shushrushave vachyam nachamam yobhyasuyati. Next.
य इमं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा मामे वैष्यस्य संशयः.
If you go and teach this to my devotees, imam paramam guhyam, this most sacred, most esoteric, most mysterious Shastra, if you go and teach to Madbhakteshu, go and teach my devotees, Abhidhasyati, go and teach them. Then, Bhaktim Mayi Param Kritva Mame Vaishyatya Samshayaha. If you do that, you will develop more and more bhakti towards me. Bhaktim Mayi Param Kritva. You will reach a state of supreme bhakti towards me. Naturally, you will come to me. Mame Vaishyati. You will come to me. Asamshayaha, without doubt. So even if you give this teaching to my devotees, and in this process, your bhakti becomes more and more intense. Bhaktehe punargrhanati bhakti matrena kevalena shastra sampradane patram bhavati iti gamyate. Bhagavan Shankara says, he mentioned four qualifications in the last shloka. Now he is saying Mad Bhakteshu, only devotion. That means devotion is superseding all other disqualifications. If somebody is greatly devoted to me, go and tell him, doesn't matter. Even if he is a little bit weak in discipline, tapas. How you should go and teach him? Bhaktim mayi param kritva bhagavataha paramagurohu achyutasya shushrusa maya kriyate ityevam kritva ityastra. While teaching him, you should think that the act of teaching is an act of devotion to me. This is very important. Bhaktimai param kritva goes with abhidasyati. While teaching those devotees, the very act of teaching is an act of devotion to me. Shankara beautifully mentions this. Bhagavataha paramaguroho achyutasya shushrusa maya kriyate. I am serving Bhagavan this way. That should be your attitude. If that is the attitude, naturally you will come to me. Yayamam paramam gukyam madbhakteshvavidhastyati bhaktim mayi param kritva mame vaishyatya samshayaha.
न च तस्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि.
If you do this, that person who does this, that is teaching others, Tasmat, for this reason, because he has followed the Shastra Sampradaya, whatever I have told you. Manusheshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha. Nobody is going to be dearer to me than that man who has taught Gita this way. He is the dearest to me. Bhavita nachame tasmat anyah priyataro bhuvi. Well, there is no person dearer to me than him today. But maybe tomorrow somebody will be born. No, even in future. Even in future, this nobody will equal his merit if he follows this teaching and gives this teaching to proper students. न च तस्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मादन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि.
Shreya.
ज्ञानमाययोः ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मतिः.
I don't know what you're reading. I cannot understand. Adhyeshyate cha yamam dharmyam samvadamayoyoho jnanayajnena tenaham ishtasyamiti me matihi. Imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho. This conversation between you and me, avayoho, between you and me, samvadam, this conversation, imam samvadam, this conversation, dharmyam, this is fully as per dharma. It follows exactly all the tenets of dharma. If you study adhyeshyate, if you do adhyayana, if you study this Gita teaching properly, jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyamiti me matihi. That is jnana yajna. If you study Gita with great bhakti, that is jnana yajna. Tena aham ishtaha syam. I will become dear to him, that person who studies Gita with devotion. I will become very dear to him. Tena aham ishtaha. Iti me matihi. This is my view. फलविधिः एव वा देवतादि विषयज्ञान फलतुल्यम् अस्य फलं भवति इति तेन अध्ययनेन अहम् इष्टः पूजितः स्याम् भवेयम्. This fruit is equal to what is obtained by worship of devatas. You go and do elaborate worship of devatas, hours together. This fruit of studying Gita is similar to that. Devatadi vishayajnana phalatulyam asya phalam bhavati iti. Because of that, I am very pleased. Aham ishtaha pujitaha syam. I feel as if he has worshipped me. This is my view. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yonaraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Now, first earlier shloka was one who studies. Next shloka is one who listens. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yonaraha. That person who listens to Gita with full faith. Shraddhavan. Shraddha is most important. Full faith. Anasuya, with no hatred of Bhagavan, with no negative feelings towards Bhagavan. If you have Shraddha, if you have Anasuya, then Sopi Mukta Shubhan Lokan Prapniyat Punya Karmanam. Even he, Sopi, even he will get liberated and he may not get moksha, but he will go to Punya Lokas. Prapanyat punya karmanam lokam. Those who have punya karmas, the lokat which they go to, this man also will go to them. Agnihotradi karmavatam. Agnihotra, etc. Those kinds of karmas which lead you to certain lokas, he will also api, sopi. Api shabdate kimuta artha jnanavan. That is, if you listen without understanding the meaning, even then you will reach the punya lokas. If you listen with understanding the meaning, what is the necessity of telling me? That you will definitely reach. So that api, sopi, even he. So even is mentioned this way. Now, there is one great Shiva Bhakta again called Sridhara Ayyavad. Now, recently, you might have seen, there is a place called Tiruveshanallur where Sridhara Ayyavad lived, and the well water in his house, Ganga came and then started overflowing. There's a story behind it. That is the greatness of, that is Kartika Amavasya. It happens. So every Kartika Amavasya that is being celebrated. So he wrote a stotra called Dosha Pariharashtakam. He says, I am full of doshas. Anyasya dosha ganana kutukam mametati avishkaro janiyatam mayi doshavatvam. Because here he says anasuya, isn't it? That means finding fault with somebody. In this case, finding fault with Bhagavan. Finding fault is very easy. Why people find fault? Because they have that fault in themselves. That is what Sridhar Ayyawal says. Anyasya dosha ganat utagam mametati avishkaroti niyatam mayi doshavatvam. Because I am having dosha, I go on counting other people's doshas. Dosha punarmaya nachade dakhili sati je doshagraha kathamute sumame sadatmin. If I don't have dosha, how is it possible for me to identify the dosha in somebody else? He is asking question. Katham udetu. Hey Ishvara, how is it possible? So, please remove all my doshas. That is the prayer. Dosha Parihara Ashtakam. 8 slokas he has written like this. Shraddhavan anasuyasya shriyadapi yonaraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapniyat punya karmanam. I think we stop now. Time is already up. We have only a few more slokas to cover to close this chapter. And then tomorrow, 7:30 PM IST, we have this concluding session. The remaining 7 slokas we do tomorrow, and concluding remarks we close with tomorrow's session. So we meet again tomorrow, 7:30 PM IST, not 7 AM IST as usual. 7:30 PM IST tomorrow at this time, as we met on this Saturday. Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadeva Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Sri Raja Rajeshwaryahi Jaya Jaya.
Thank you everyone for joining. We will meet again tomorrow, 7:30.